say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your up, you come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see. The city streets are full of people going nowhere, making time. The change from night to day is really only out just along the line.
We have made it to Friday, my friends. 9:03, 30th day of May. Man, I got the best sleep last night. You know what's weird? Normally I come on to the show and I whine for a couple of seconds and I realize you all don't care about that, so I do something else and we do news. But no, feeling pretty good today. It's going to be a great day. We got a great show. Hey, our friends at Village Dispensary had to reschedule for another time next week. Always excited to talk to them on the first and last Friday of each month, but we'll table that from now. At 10:10, though, we're going to be talking to friends at OSF Healthcare. Always enjoyed conversations with Rachel Brown with her psychological services, and we're going to be covering how to set expectations and boundaries for, kids returning home from college this summer. Then at 10:30, we're talking to Plantum right here in Alton. It's a plant shop with options for all experience levels. And then at 10:40, we'll be talking to Country Meadows Antiques to hear about their 39-year journey in Alton, the world of antiques, and so much more. So I hope you have a good time in the next couple of hours here with me on our daily show. We'll take you to top of the hour news now. The Alton Police Department is actively investigating that fatal shooting that took place just a few days ago on May the 28th on Lawn Street. Officers responded to multiple reports of gunfire around 9:33 p.m. and found 41-year-old Donald R. Lane of Alton with a gunshot wound inside a vehicle. Lane was transported to a local hospital but later died from his injuries. A second victim arrived at a hospital and was transferred to St. Louis for further treatment. Authorities believe the shooting resulted from a dispute among acquaintances, not a random act. Multiple agencies are assisting in the investigation, and anyone with information is urged to contact the authorities. Also in the news in Godfrey, Peyton Pearson, 26 of Godfrey, charged on the 20th of May with unlawful use of a weapon and aggravated unlawful possession of weapons after carrying a loaded Granick 9mm handgun at Glazebrook Park. Here's what we know on this. Authorities responded to reports of Pearson acting belligerent and flashing a firearm near the park where children were present. Pearson fled through the park while highly intoxicated and admitted to avoiding arrest. He had previously been denied a FOID card. Although the state sought to keep him in custody, the court ordered his release with conditions including no alcohol use, surrendering firearms, and staying away from Glazebrook Park and the nearby elementary school. All charges are pending trial. We'll keep you updated if more details on that case do roll out. An 85-year-old man, Morris E. Gross, tragically lost his life in a two-vehicle collision on Airport Road in Godfrey during the Memorial Day weekend. The crash occurred around 5:24 p.m. on Saturday, May the 24th, near the 1100th block of Airport Road. Gross was a passenger when the accident happened. First responders from the Godfrey Fire Protection District administered CPR at the scene. Another person was injured in the crash, though their condition remains undisclosed at this time. Authorities continue to investigate the cause of the collision with further details yet to be released. Also, all across the state, Illinois residents are currently targeted by scam text falsely claiming to be from the DMV. I've got a few myself, warning of unpaid traffic tickets and threatening license suspension if payment is not made immediately. These messages use urgent language, reference state codes, and direct recipients to fraudulent websites that mimic official government portals but contain unusual domain names. The Illinois DMV never sends penalties via text. All official communication comes by mail with ample time to respond. If such a message is received, do not click on the link. Instead, verify your record by visiting ilsos.gov or by calling the Illinois Secretary of State at 217-785-3000. Those who have already submitted personal information should contact their bank immediately and consider freezing their credit cards. Reporting the scam to the Federal Trade Commission and Illinois Attorney General. Also advise staying calm and verifying with official sources remains the best defense against those deceptive scam practices. Finally, in the news today, the St. Clair County Transit District has been awarded $3 million through the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program to develop Phase 2 of the Buncombe Road Trail, adding 0.8 miles to the Metro Bike Link system. The expansion will create a continuous 4.8-mile bike corridor connecting Belleville to Fairview Heights, including a pedestrian bridge over I-64 and direct access to the Rec Complex. The Metro Bike Link system now spans over 39 miles of interconnected trailing linking 6 Metro transit centers in multiple communities. This funding supports safer alternative transportation options and enhances mobility, recreation, and quality of life for St. Clair County residents. That's a look at what's happening on this 30th day of May at 9:08. Let's look at weather. 62 degrees. Feels like 67 out there today. A morning shower could happen in spots. Otherwise, it will be just partly sunny tonight. Clear. Air quality right now is at 47, which is good, but grass levels are starting to creep up there. They're coming in at moderate. Ragweed's moderate today, too. The UV index will be extreme, so go out there and get a tan on. Hey, temperatures reach 79 degrees today. Drop down to 59 overnight as we head into Saturday, and on Saturday, we can expect temperatures to hit almost 90 degrees and a low of 57 with a chance of thunderstorms in spots on Saturday afternoon. Plus, there's going to be some wildfire smoke that will cause the sky to appear to be a little bit hazy. On Sunday, a high of 83, a low of 61, no rain in the forecast. And on Monday and Tuesday, almost a spitting image of each other. On Monday, partly sunny skies, a high of 90, a low of 64 degrees. And then on Tuesday, a high of 88 and a low of 68 with partly sunny skies as we head into Wednesday. That's a look at the next 5. Here's what's happening now at 9:10. It's 63 degrees. It feels like 67 out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. You can also just download the newly updated RiverBender.com app. It's refreshed. It looks really good. Mike's done a great job with it. You get those push notifications and your daily dose of everything local, whether it's sports, weather, or your breaking news alerts, all at the touch of a button. Or if you like those SMS, those text message notifications, some people do. Text RB to 618-202-4618. That's RB to 618-202-4618, and we'll sign you up for those instant weather updates. Hey, while I have you, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on our friends at Village Dispensary. I mean, it's only going to be a beautiful day out there today, and what goes better than a Friday than just staying calm, relaxing, and just chilling on a nice summer night? You know, Village Dispensary is all about a quality experience, not just about the products, but also just about your overall experience when you walk in the door, and I think that's the big takeaway. You know, at Village Dispensary, every day is a special day. You've heard me say that for over a year now, but, you know, when you walk in, and everyone's smiling at you. Everyone wants you to come up and say hi, and then by the second time you go, they're remembering your name. They know what type of products you like, and they just make it an overall good experience. You know, I was in there a couple of days ago and just chatting it up, but what I thought was so cool is there was a couple in there, and they were looking for some help, you know, for some pain, and sat there and had a great conversation with one of the employees, and they really felt comfortable. They felt confident, and they were taken care of courtesy of that staff over there. You know, it's really all about that experience and being a part of the community, because at Village, they believe it takes a village to be successful. And, you know, you can find out more about their awesome inventory that makes Willie Nelson jealous by going to villagedispo.com. That's villagedispo.com, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. Alrighty. Taking a break. We'll come back. We'll chat for a little bit in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll see where this Friday morning takes us. I'll stay here. You'll stay there. RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
To the Milky Way. Tell me, Venus, blow your mind.
So let me tell you something. I was really excited. I thought, how cool would it be? You know, it's Friday. I have no guests in the studio for the next hour. We'll come back and I'll show a shot of the world. You know, we'll do shot of, Rome, or go to the Vatican, or, somewhere cool. And then I just blew it, Hey, it happens. I wanted to fill you, before we go any further, I wanted to play this conversation. I wanted to do this because next week's already filling up and the month of June's full and everything else is just looking pretty good for our daily show. But, yesterday Jason Frazier stopped by the show, and I really love what Mind's Eye is all about, Mind's Eye Radio, and really hearing more about this beat ball is really just fantastic. And the Beat Ball World Series is coming down the pipeline July 20th through the 25th, and it's such a great event, and it's really just a cool sport. And Jason was filling us in a little bit more about the history of it, Mind's Eye as a whole, a little bit more about the organization. I thought it was a great conversation. So while we have the time to do it, that's what I was going to do for you this 9 o'clock hour, and we'll come back and chat it up in a couple of minutes' time, but wanted to take you back to this just in case you missed it yesterday. You can also find it on RiverBender.com/daily show. Welcome back. 10:38, a little bit of change on this Thursday. I keep forgetting. It's so wild that Thursday's already here. May's flying by, Jason. And we aren't talking about pile drivers or getting hit in the head with a steel chair today, but, it's this Mind's Eye I've been following since your journey began, and it's so cool to see how this has grown. And this Beat Ball World Series and this Beat Ball in general is such a wonderful and such a cool thing, and it's so great to have you here to talk about this.
No, I'm glad you had me in. I said we could go throwback and talk about a little pro wrestling. But we actually audio describe some pro wrestling stuff too for Mind's Eye, so it's not too far fetched. We got a bunch of pro wrestling guys on the team. It's funny because one of our guys uses the whole, we're probably going way, but they use the whole Jacob Fatu thing. I know where he gets it from. He's like, no gas, no, all gas, no brakes. I'm like, I know where that comes from. I know where that comes from.
Well, man, before we go into the Beat Ball World Series, take me through Mind's Eye Radio, and for the folks in our coverage area that aren't too familiar with it, just an overview of what you guys are all about.
So what we do at Mind's Eye, we translate vision to audio and to build a more inclusive community for those in the blind or vision impaired community. We do it through 3 programs. A lot of people who've been in this area for quite some time probably remember that Mind's Eye is a radio reading service. That's what we started out as in 1973. We read newspapers, magazines, books. So you think about any printed material that someone would need to access. Even if you think about grocery store ads, we read Schnucks ads, Walgreens, and even now one of the latest evolutions of our broadcast program is actually bringing podcasts who are done by blind, visually impaired podcasters. And then you kind of get the other programs that we've added now with audio description and also adaptive athletics. That's
really cool. And with the bringing in the podcasting and everything else, I know I was just on Brian's show and really just had a good time with that. But bringing all these nuances to this is really just such a cool thing because, you're talking about, reading grocery, store ads and doing things that, you and I would never think twice about, having any issue with. And it's just interesting and really cool to know about organizations like this that are, have been there and have been that tool to utilize.
Yeah, you kind of, like you said, just even the grocery store ads, we take it for granted. Like you or I, we are excited. So when I go to a store, I do no prep work. That's why I don't get to go that often. Right. My wife is like, Jason probably shouldn't go to the grocery store. But I'm in there, I can see that if I go to Schnucks, I can see the yellow stickers or whatever. But if someone who's going and trying to make the best decisions to save money as a shopper and they're blind or low vision, it's hard to navigate those through a store in real time. So to give them that information ahead of time so they can make those decisions is important. When we talk about the podcast done by, people who are blind or visually impaired, there's a gentleman who has a podcast on our network, Langford Cunningham. He hosts Blind City. And one of the things he told me was a very powerful quote, when we talk about people listening. And he was, blind people are always asked to listen, but when do we ever get a chance to speak? And I remember him saying, and that's kind of what started that journey about podcasting and making sure we have a show where a guy talks about grilling, who's a blind griller. Langford, of course, that I just mentioned, talks about just different issues in the city of St. Louis and the areas throughout. And also we have blind athletes who do sports podcasts talking about adaptive sports, but also their take on some pro sports as well. So it's just cool to have that voice linked to the blind community on the broadcast side.
And how can we find the Mind's Eye broadcasts in the network?
So when I first started there, I would have to tell you one way. It used to be where we would send to each individual listener a small radio box. It had one knob and it had Mind's Eye Radio on there. That's how you would access. That changed. I've been there now 12 years. It changed about year 3 where we start now, hey, you go on the website. Now, if you have, turn off your Amazon devices. I'm going to say, play Alexa, play Mind's Eye, and Mind's Eye will pop up. You can get all the programs on demand. So not only can you do it to listen to we're air programs 24/7, all those programs are read by volunteers, but you can get it on the app. And we also have a Mind's Eye app now too. So if you have an Android or iPhone, there's a Mind's Eye Radio app that you can also access where you can listen to the live stream or you can listen to on-demand programs each day.
Really cool. And now as we go into adaptive sports and this Beat Ball World Series, take me through Mind's Eye's involvement and participation when it comes to this.
That journey changed quite a bit too.
Okay.
So when I first started at Mind's Eye, I think we talked earlier, we kind of hinted, you know me from a different world.
Yeah.
When I first started at Mind's Eye, I also was at 101 ESPN. Mm-hmm. I'm a big sports guy. I'm always loved sports, no matter if it's pro wrestling. I know some people are like, that's not a sport, but it is.
It is.
It's real to us. So we're going to keep it that way.
It was real to my back, too.
You talk about MMA, you talk about baseball, football, I watch it all. So when I got to Mind's Eye, I said, hey, every year, once a year, we do this ultimate beat ball tournament. We do it. It's a way to raise awareness about what we do at the radio side, because it was the only program at that time. And it's played the pitchers on the batting team. They are trying to actually get the players to make contact. You're not trying to strike out the batter. That's not the object of the game. So the pitcher's basically trying to make contact with that batter. Then they have to run to a base. That's a tall tackling dummy. Makes a noise. The ball is called beep ball because the ball actually beeps. Mm-hmm. And I was just fascinated by all the aspects of this sport, because with baseball, some of the things we also talk about, when you just think about the things you're talking about when you're playing Little League baseball. Hey, see the ball, hit the ball, look the ball into your glove. All these things that are so visual. And here's a sport, America's pastime, that's played without the use of vision at a very high level. At this time, I knew it as a couple teams from the community, a couple corporations getting out there, learning more about people with vision loss, but not really, it wasn't at a high level then. It was, okay, like one run is being scored in the game. Mm-hmm. And then we got asked about, hey, can you do some of these demonstrations at offices or maybe schools? And 2019, I was asked by a gentleman who said, hey, Mind's Eye does beep ball. There's a beep ball World Series that takes place where you have all these teams come from all over the place. Why don't you do it? At first I said no. CJ, I was like, I don't know if we should do that. Then I got talked to and I said, hey, like, maybe we'll just go to the World Series. That's all we'll do. And fast forward now, we're in our second year of hosting the World Series. And as I talk to you, I'm getting ready to go to Indianapolis for our team, the Gateway Archers, to play in a regional tournament this weekend.
Well, and the thing is, I had no knowledge of beep ball before I started seeing your posts on Facebook. And the more I saw it, I mean, you hit it right on the head. I mean, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, to be able to play a sport that you have to be so visual. And it's not, I mean, there's some things that you can, some athletes, like when I was playing soccer, hell, I didn't need to see where I was going half the time because you visualize and you just kind of know when it's second nature. But when you got a ball traveling at you and you have a stick to use to get it to where you need to go, heck, we all know people that can see 20/20 and they can't hit a ball to save their life. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, I've seen that too. So like,
this is so cool.
Yeah, and that's what I say. And that's also, look at it from an aspect of, it's this sport where you need a lot of communication because a lot of parts have to work, even if you have the pitcher sighted. So hitting the ball is based more on communication than is the beeping ball. But when the ball was put in play, the defenders who are trying to retrieve that ball and get it before the runner hits that base, if they get it before the runner hits the base, it's an out. Okay. If they get to base versus a run scored, and the bases are random, so you don't know if you're running to first or third. Gotcha. So you also got to use your ears to say, okay, am I going first or third? But even on the defensive side, you have two people there in the background that are spotters, and they're calling out as a zone. So they know, the teams know their zones. Like they call zone 6, that's typically right up the middle of the field. So the defenders start collapsing in, and with the biggest problem, I'm used to it now, but the biggest amazement for me when we first started doing it this level, the national level, was, I'm like, I know they call it the 6. How are these guys not running into each other? They're right. They're perfectly zippering up where they're collapsing behind each other. I'm like, this is amazing. And it's just, it's just so many fascinating sports of just the physical nature, but also the mental nature and kind of just, the professionalism of knowing how to play, knowing where your teammates are at, knowing where the zones are not going to be at. It's just absolutely fascinating when you're involved. It's such a cool thing. And for, people that are, maybe younger that are, visually impaired or blind, to know that, you aren't going to be able to miss out on things like, baseball and different opportunities because of things like that. It's such a cool thing. And now, if you're just tuning in, the World Series is going to be July 20th through the 26th. It's the 2025 National Beep Baseball Association World Series. And now this is going to be in 2 spots around the Metro East. Yeah, so last year we hosted in 24. We hosted it at Slyman Soccer Complex in St. Charles. We've made a change this year. So this year we'll be on the Illinois side. We'll be right down from where we're at now here in Alton. We'll be at Glened West, which is on the campus of SIUE, not too far from the softball stadium, Cordy Stadium, if you're familiar with that area. And then we'll also have a second location, which will be Reiner Memorial Soccer Complex in Caseyville, Illinois. So those will have games going. The games will start on Tuesday, the 22nd. There's some festivities starting that Monday night, but Tuesday through Saturday games are going all day consistently. So it's a lot of things that when you're hosting a Beep Ball World Series, Of course, there's things about on-field play, but also part of the sport too is the camaraderie of the players. Mm-hmm. It's also the network. Part of it is also some logistics you don't think about, like in the World Series. People bring their guide dogs. The guide dogs had to go somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
games.
yeah.
So doggy daycare.
That's cool as hell. That is so cool.
So you got to have, just those things are part of logistics that people don't think about when they're hosting sporting events. So it's a pretty big deal and also needs a lot of support. And I know volunteers are crucial to making this event go off without a hitch.
100%. And now, are there still sponsorship opportunities for this event too?
Yes, there's sponsorship opportunities. Like if someone wants to support the doggy daycare, there's an opportunity for that. Also, one of the things we talk about is providing transportation to and from fields because the players are not able to get there from the hotel on their own. So making sure we have transportation, so there's sponsorships for that. Some of the cool things I talked about on Monday night, there is a cool clinic where we actually introduce kids from the area who maybe have not played beat baseball to the sport.
Wow.
So we started trying to build future athletes and getting them ready to participate in the World Series. Last year we had about 40 kids come out and participate. And I even recommend that to kids who are sighted. Just so, because so many of the volunteer positions for beat baseball when you're on a team need sighted volunteers. So, and I also think it's a good way to just, like you said, kind of get kids to understand that no matter what level you're at, no matter what ability, as long as things are made accessible, you can participate.
Yeah.
I have an 8-year-old son, and he helps out. He tries his best to guide players into the tent without running them into the tent. It's still a work in progress, but he's getting that knowledge and being around the community. And I just think that's a valuable source going down the line just for him and anybody of youth. So there's also ways to sponsor that activity as well.
It really is, and it's one of those too where like you said, the younger you can show support and volunteerism and stuff is really cool. I mean, these sponsorship levels are really affordable too. The field sponsors at $2,500 or the Cool or Wool sponsor. I was thinking of the Cools that I used to smoke. Kids of Our League is what Cool stands for. Women of Our League is Wool, and it's $1,000 sponsor. The Beat Ball sponsors $500, or you can sponsor that doggy daycare for $250. There's also program ads in there, and honestly, it's just one that it's an event that you want to support because of just how cool it is. I mean, this is really just something that I've wanted to talk about for a while.
And I think if people get a chance to come see it and come be a part of it, it's addictive. Like I said, and I'm one of those people who got addicted. I came out and I said, we're going to do one tournament, as I mentioned. And now I think we go to 5. Someone was talking to me for another team. They're like, because we have a team that we sponsor, the Gateway Archers. Mm-hmm. It's our local team here. The Mines also sponsors and rallies behind. And someone was like, you guys go to 5 tournaments a year plus the World Series. I say, yeah, we kind of went all in, but it's a joy of seeing those guys compete and, seeing also the other players. Because even though when we're competing against teams in the field, I'm such a fan of some of the players you see out there that have competed at a high level, do some amazing things in the field. Even if they're helping in games where they're beating us with these amazing plays, I'm like, after the game, I can appreciate it a little bit. During the game, I'm like, could you have not missed that ball or not hit the ball so far? But no, it's just kind of cool to be around the community too.
Well, and honestly, it's one that I think the public would be interested in just going and being a part of and supporting and cheering on too. Just to watch a game and see what it's like, because this is something that really is so cool and takes so much talent to do. I mean, this is not easy. Oh
no, definitely not. Like last year, we had so many people who came out not only to support, but people came out to volunteer. And that's one of the things. We need about 91 volunteers per day. So they came out. Some people come out on that Tuesday and they're like, hey, I'm going to be out here Tuesday at 8 a.m. And I see them Wednesday at 11, Thursday at 11. And, they keep coming throughout the week because they kind of just got the bug. They wanted to be around because there were jobs that were pretty easy to do, but they're important to do for the game to make sure that we run everything without a hitch for the players throughout that week.
100%. Now, what's the best way to get information on volunteer opportunities or how to just say, hey, I'm ready to help?
So same source. You go to you can go there for volunteer opportunities, more information about the location to watch games, but also to sponsorships. It's going to be mindseyeradio.org/World Series.
Man, he has no notes too. That was impressive. I can't even. I have script books because I don't know how to remember my own name, Jason.
Yeah. When you do it for a little bit, everything starts coming to second nature a little bit.
Well, and for more information on Mind's Eye Radio radio as a whole, and really just some of the great work being done, and also how you can tune in. It's mindseyeradio.org. You can get that full list, or the Alexa, which is a great feature too, where you just say, oh, hey Alexa, play Mind's Eye. Yeah.
And I think if you want to be a listener, but also one program we have not really touched about, and we see some cool things too, is audio description events. So we also audio describe sporting events. The Muni's coming up. The Muni season will be every there Monday and Saturday, Cardinal games.
Oh, wow.
Even if you look on City SC, we audio describe every City SC home game, and there'll be a pretty cool feature on their website today or in the next couple of days about Mind's Eye, an event we did with them. So check all that out. Make sure you check the calendar. Get out. We want to make sure we talk about building a more inclusive community. It's not only through making sure people know what's going on in the community through the radio side or being out there in the baseball field or even going to an audio description event. Being a part of the community as a whole and just knowing what's going on, being able to be included in events that normally people would be included in, is a special thing. Something that, like I said, we've taken for granted, but seeing people just to get to have those opportunities has been amazing for me in my 13 years at Mind's Eye.
Man, thank you so much for stopping by and filling us in on this. I've been really excited to talk about Mind's Eye as a whole, but also just beep ball, because like you said, the talent and just how cool of a game it is, and really just one I hope you guys are a part of, whether or not you're volunteering or sponsoring this wonderful event, July the 20th through the 25th, 2 locations in Caseyville and in at the is it Edwardsville or Glen Carbon?
It's at Edwardsville and in the Edwardsville area, right on the SIU campus.
Glen Ed, that Glen Ed name always just throws me off. I'm like, man, what part of it? Hey, be a part of this, though, and tune in. You can also hear a previous conversation that I just had on Mind's Eye Radio with Brian. That was a pretty good one. We were over there having some fun at Max and all the other great programming and content there, too. mindseyeradio.org/World Series for more on that. We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com. Jason, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Next time we'll chat about some pro wrestling next time.
Absolutely. I'm ready for it. Hey, we'll take a quick break and we'll wrap up Thursday morning after this.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
To be fair, we were going to come back from break on time. I just could not find the song.
I found it.
Dawn, I cannot smile without you.
How awesome.
How was life in Troy?
You know, I'm a little nervous because today I got here and guess who I saw upstairs?
Oh, is the boss up here?
The boss, and he's listening. So sometimes he doesn't listen out thinking, guess what? Today's listening. Oh. So we got to be on
Now I can't complain about my job anymore.
I know, but next time we come up, we won't let him know I'm here.
You know, I could do what Stern used to do and bring the boss into the studio.
Yeah, that'd be fun. To see
well, weren't you supposed? Yes. You guys are taking over one day.
Yeah, we're going to take over one day. Yeah, that'd be a mess.
So what I think's really cool is I was just on your Facebook page, just kind of, stalking you a little bit.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
You got to, and it was great to see really just how all summer you guys have had, are going to have just a ton of fun, whether or not it's in Troy or Maryville or Marine, St. Jacob. And it's really great to see all the communities coming together and just putting out the best for their residents and the region.
Absolutely. We have 4 big events next week in 5 days. Yeah. Did I take a deep breath there?
No pressure. You got this.
Got to have it. We have our monthly luncheon on Tuesday at the Outlet at Edison's from 11:30 to 1. That's open to everybody to come. Mm-hmm. But Tuesday night, we have a resource event from 5 to 7 at the Tri-Township Park in Troy. And that's exit 17 off of 55.
That's a real easy drive.
Or exit 18, either one. Yeah. And you just come in. It's all free. Family friendly. And guess what? We have Bluey. Now, I just learned Bluey is a girl. Did you know Bluey's a girl?
I did not, actually.
Okay,
That's
I
the
didn't
first
either.
thing. Hey,
So
we're learning together
I got to learn together. So Bluey will be there 6 to 7. We have free hot dogs. If you have a link card, you're more than welcome because all of your produce is free. So you can come and get our produce. But anyone else who wants produce, we're going to have Koenig's there, Koenig's Market. We've got... apparently glitter tattoos are quite popular. So we have that, and we have a caricaturist. Have you ever had a caricaturist done?
I can't do that because I'm so self-conscious about myself. Oh my God. Yeah. You know what's funny? I host a talk show and I can't,
on a podcast,
I feel like I'm Carson. I go home and I just kind of like sit there. But no, I just kind of get nervous because what if the guy's an ass, that's drawing you? You know what I'm saying? And then
we got
you feel
Jim
really,
Heil,
he's good.
Be there for your event on the 6th.
That's true.
So I might have him come over and do yours.
Now that would be fun on the air.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Like he
might have to have a drink before that one though, just in case.
It's okay.
Just to break the nerves.
You're going to be right next to the margarita thing. So
John, we're in trouble. This is going to be an interesting show. No, that would be fun. See, I like the character, but at Six Flags, I always wanted to do it, but then it was always so hot, and then you'd sit there, and they have that little mist
like
hit you in the mouth.
$100.
Yeah, but they put that little mist in the fan, and it's fun for about 10 seconds, and then it's like, now I need a towel.
Now you need a towel. But guess how much it is to get a caricaturist at either the 3rd or the June 6th event? Guess how much?
Just knowing you, probably close to $0.
Free.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a sponsor. We have sponsors for everything.
That's really cool. Who's sponsoring?
A bathroom sponsor.
You got to have those, though.
Yeah.
Who's sponsoring the caricatures?
That would be...
Did I say that right?
Caricaturist. I had to type it and think it, and I will have that answered in a minute because I got to pull out my brain. But we have a caricaturist. We have a bounce house. So for 2 hours, bring your kids free. Again, exit 17 or 18 off 55. Then our next event will be June 6th. That's a big one.
This is going to be fun. Well, I was at the first Friday, and it was really nice. And just hearing from just the sights and sounds of the crowd and just hearing people talk, they really enjoyed it too, and Senator did a great job, and it was just a really nice night.
Yes, but we have more vendors, more food trucks, plus, of course, downtown Timeout and Troy VFW have food as well. We have some downtown participating business, and we have Shotgun Creek.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
They're a great band. I mean, they're playing everywhere, too.
Yeah. They have a stage. We had to get a stage for them. We're like, you can't put them on the concrete. Come on, these guys. You got to lift them up. So Jeremy and all of the guys, Sean McSparron is the drummer. Do you know this? This is a trivia for you. Sean McSparron installed my drums at my house a few years ago.
Really?
He's that good of a drummer, but a really good guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, and I just think these First Fridays are a great way to, bring the community together and showcase really just the growth that Troy's had, too. It's really cool.
Yeah. We have lots of new, it's beautiful downtown. You saw it at the 40th anniversary and all the new stuff. And our thanks to the city of Troy who's funding this. So, we're just sort of the put her together people. City of Troy's funding it. But food trucks, when you take a look at our website or if you go to the Facebook page, my favorite, not going to lie, is the Spud people. When you can take a potato and do that to it. And then we have, I think it's called Tito's, and it's like a carnival food. Mm-hmm. We have barbecue. We have tacos. And
margaritas. You got to make sure I don't get to them first, though.
Yeah, I think they are next to your booth. Now that I say that, John, we're in big trouble.
Oh, man, I'm going to have fun. But what I think is so cool, though, is you're right. And just seeing the different vendors and also knowing that there's something for everybody.
Yes.
And the music that you pick, too, it's not all the same genre, all summer. It's, there's different genres for folks to like, and it's all for families to enjoy too.
Yeah. Mike Sondrager was very good.
Mm-hmm.
He's fantastic.
He was.
We have Lanny and Julie, and then we have the Dubai, which is in August. And so people can visit our website, TroyMaryvilleCoc.com, for more information. Our Facebook, we keep pretty rocking.
Yeah.
We had our intern start. Intern started Tuesday and then 2 more.
Are they ready? Do they buckle in?
It's day 3. If they come back today, we've been rocking them, but both are social media interns.
Oh, cool.
57,000. I don't know what the word is since May 1st.
Oh, wow.
Interactions
That's
on
cool.
our Facebook page.
Well, that's really good. And what I think is really great too is, it's such a helpful thing for the members of the chamber because, everyone's working hard and we're all doing our thing on our own social medias. But to know that you have your own cheerleader and advocate and somebody that's, also promoting you too is a really big thing. And it's a good thing.
400 members. 400.
That's wild to me. Every time you say that, I'm like, that number doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, 48% of our members are in the 4 communities. 52%, like you guys, are outside those communities. And people say, why would people want to join your chamber? Well, don't you want to promote yourself everywhere?
Right.
So come join us.
We don't want any Troy in this business. Like, why would you? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly.
Well, and if you're just tuning in, we were just starting the conversation off. Don's in the studio this morning. Tuesday, June the 3rd, 5 to 7 p.m. is the first event we're talking about is the Community Resource and Outreach Market, the summer kickoff. Tri-Township Park, Pavilion 1, bringing together all the community with free fun, food, and it's a family event. Bluey's going to be there, which we found out is a girl.
A girl?
Well, you know what's funny? My dog Nico forever loved Bluey.
Really?
Oh, I guess I don't know what it was, the colors.
Really?
Or something. Oh man, to this day and he loves watching The Sopranos. He gets really into that. Now the news show for him is the morning show.
Really?
Yeah, very interesting.
So cool, though.
I don't know.
Keeps him entertained.
I think he's got some problems.
If he starts watching ID, though, you better kind of keep those knives hid. You never know,
I make him watch the Sarah McLachlan commercials.
This could be
That's what I do, Oh, man. Hey, but at this, what type of games are going to be there?
Just like kid games, like they'll have, I know somebody's having crafts and just some stuff for kids to do. We're also right by this brand new great playground. We have a petting zoo there. Do you know the Troy Township Park?
I learned this.
Remember?
This was really exciting. I did not know that. And I still haven't gone. I got to go.
Yeah, you got to go.
I might have to go on Friday.
You could go any day you want, but the Tuesday night we're gonna walk
Tuesday,
over
too.
across the bridge. It gets right across the bridge, and the animals are beautiful. The park does a fantastic job with the park and the animals.
Well, and when I was there, I didn't, notice the petting zoo, but it was a beautiful park and really well maintained.
Very well maintained.
I think it's really cool too that this is getting put on to really have this. So you can go out there, get some good food, and really I love the match on this. So this, if you're just tuning in, the fresh food market with the link match. So if you spend $25 and
if you use your link card for $25, you get another $25.
That's really cool. And what type of produce and selection is going to be there?
Everything. Koenig's Market has everything you can imagine. They're bringing it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
And then we're also talking about the fact that yours truly, that's me, will be over in Troy
on the 6th
of June.
Yes.
And this is First Friday.
5:30 to 7:30 live remote.
It's going to be fun. And First Friday is what, 5 to 8?
5 to 8.
Oh, man. I almost botched it. I was kind of getting nervous. See what happens. You just got to be confident and roll with it.
3 hours of Shotgun Creek. It doesn't get better than that.
No, and what I think's really cool too is just all the effort that it takes to really put this stuff on, because especially when you have 400 chamber members on top of it to manage and still doing the work of a chamber of commerce on top of collaborating with communities and putting on these events and also organizing a calendar for everybody too, because that's not easy.
You saw our calendar last time.
That's a monster.
Crazy. We have 52 events between today and the end of the year.
That's
52.
wild. Well, and it's, what I think is really great too is you put it out. It's so far ahead of time, and there's always gonna be things that get added, but that's why God created Facebook. As far as I'm concerned,
it's Facebook scheduling God created too, because we can schedule out for 2 months.
Oh man, you ain't a kidding.
I love that.
Well, and what I think's great though is it's always a great thing to put on the fridge and go, hey, that would be something great to take the kids to, and you can always kind of put a check mark by it, and it's just great for events like this, and especially though the first Fridays to have the businesses open and really being able to showcase who they are.
Red Door Cottage is one of our businesses downtown.
That's such a cool spot.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, I had him on for the 40th show.
Yes,
yeah,
Doug,
he was great.
He was great. He had over 100 people walk through his business the last first Friday.
No kidding.
So I'm sure there'll be more this time. We have one more event to talk about. The next day, of all things, because we have to book these things, a year in advance, the e-cycle shredding day.
So that's an interesting one to talk about. And so what can you bring to the e-cycle?
You can bring, first of all, let's start with shredding. Unlimited, bring it. People have brought an entire van full. Now, we might have you do some and step aside and do some more because we don't want everybody to have to wait.
Yeah, right.
Shredding, that's shredding.
Oh, wait, make sure your tax returns are after 7 years.
After 7 years.
Just in case.
Yes,
I mean, unless you really don't want people to know and ask some questions. But
if you have current ones, we'll be like, oh, no, we won't question. We actually don't touch the shredding. So we have volunteers to help with the e-cycling, but the shredding companies, and they do it right there.
Oh, wow.
They shred right there. So let's talk e-cycling.
Yeah.
Anything with a cord, no charge except TVs and monitors.
Okay.
Anything with a cord. Anything.
So no TVs though.
Yeah, TVs. There's a slight charge.
Okay, gotcha.
Bring your vacuum. Bring your microwave. Bring your cell phone. Bring your keyboard. We don't care. Everything with it. We also will be collecting old prescriptions. So you know how you accumulate those and don't finish them, or grandma dies and you got them. Bring them. We'll take them. We take them to the Detroit Police Department and they do what they do with it. Then we're collecting old hearing aids and old eyeglasses. Now, we've moved our location. Why? Because Dawn almost got hit on 162.
Oh, wow.
Now, for some, that might not be sad. But for me, I was a little scared that day. Just people trying to get where they want to go without paying attention. I will just say that.
Yeah.
And that happened actually 2 falls ago. And so we had to make a decision. Now we're at Triad High School, the biggest parking lot in the world. So we have organized it. Plus, our office is right there. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a 704 US Highway 40. And that is where it will be. Very organized. We've done this, I believe, since 2008. We've done this. But we've outgrown the church. Thank you, Troy Methodist Church, for all the years. But when people are stuck out on 162,
it's just not convenient.
And they have baseball tournaments and church stuff. So we moved out there. Thank you to Kelly from Triad High School for helping us with that. But come see us. Here's what I will recommend. It's between 9 and noon on June 7th. Do not come at 9.
Oh, is it one of those where there's going to be a line?
Come like 10:30.
Oh, gotcha.
Not that you're going to wait a long time, but why?
Yeah, exactly.
Go to
Why
McDonald's,
do it to yourself?
go to a chamber member and have some breakfast.
Yeah.
But then come out about 10:30 and bring all your stuff. And we have a line designated. We have volunteers help you out. We have people in these orange vests, and I'll be out there with my flag. And
you got your St. Louis Lambert going on.
I got it. I can do it. I can do it. Yeah. Exit to the left. Yes. For much. So we'll be out there, and we'd love to see everybody. It's open to everyone. You don't have to live in Troy. We don't look at your ID. We don't care where you come from. Bring it all.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Got a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
So I got to take a quick break. But before I do, I normally do a live read, but so there was a Diet Dr. Pepper in this fridge, and I thought, thirsty. What a kick in the friggin' gut, I mean, like, I'm sitting here drinking this damn thing, Dawn, and it's like, it's hard to get excited, I mean, it really, I'm just looking at it. It makes me sad looking at it.
It's better fountain though from McDonald's.
It is. It totally is. Being in the can is totally
it's a disappointment.
Like, I'm a big Dr. Pepper person, but a Diet Dr. Pepper just ain't going to do it for little old CJ today.
No. I'm not sharing my Diet Coke, CJ. So
no, Diet Coke's different. Now I can rock a Diet Coke for days.
Yeah, but not mine.
No.
I'm just saying, I'm not sharing. There are certain things I'll share with you. That is not one of them.
That's very fair. Back in a bit.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Change it up, and just because I didn't realize that we were coming back from break. You know, I do get paid to do this job.
We could be the music between it.
We could. Actually, we're going to take another break. No.
Oh, God.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Dawn's back in the studio as we're talking about just some of the events coming down the pipeline for the Troy Chamber. The first is going to be on Tuesday, June the 3rd, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Tri-Township Park, Pavilion number 1 to be exact, giving you the exact coordinates. And really going to be just a really great resource fair. And fill us in on this again, Dawn.
Well, we have a bounce house, we have a caricaturist, we have Bluey, and Bluey's only from 6 to 7, I want to add. We have hot dogs, we have 500 hot dogs.
So we got some people to get there.
We got some people to get there. We've got chips and, just some other snacks, glitter tattoos, fun games for the kids. And really, most importantly, what it's really for is to provide resources for parents over the summer for their kids, what they might need. We also have a chamber booth. So if you get through all the resources and you go, I really wish so-and-so were here, or I really need some help with this, we have someone who's going to follow up for you and get that information to you.
That's really good. And I think especially as the summer starts too, because once the summer gets going and you're working and all that, and you got daycare and everything going on, it's hard to kind of stop and take a breath to get that information. So to have it ahead of time is really cool.
Yeah.
And now the outreach market portion of this too. Fill us in on this, because it's a traditional, would it be like a traditional farmers market type of setup?
Yes. We're blessed because Ann Matthews, who runs the Maryville Farmers Market, reached out to her people for both events.
Oh, wow.
And so we have vendors for our events and food trucks for our events on the 6th. But for the 3rd, we have Koenig's Farm and out of Edwardsville. And they're at the corner of 159 and 143.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Gray
about.
Market. And they're just going to load up their truck and bring all their produce.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
And if you spend with your link and you utilize your link, or they have a link match, you spend 25 in link, you get 25 in free produce too.
Yes.
Wow. That's really cool. And the petting zoo. Now, where's Bluey from? Is it We Like to Party Bluey?
I don't know where Bluey's from.
Because there's a business that she is just right. Bluey is booked up all the time.
I would assume that probably is, but I wasn't in charge of Bluey because I didn't know who Bluey was. So I was like, look, I'm out of the Bluey world, so I will take care of PR marketing.
Came out of the Bluey.
And you just bring Bluey. Yeah. I had to find a picture on the internet. I didn't know who the dude was, or a girl. His girl was, yeah. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Hey, also First Fridays in downtown Troy. The next one's going to be, the first Friday of June.
Yes.
Hence the name.
And you know why there's not one in July?
4th of July.
Because we have the biggest fireworks ever at the Tri-Township Park. It will draw 10,000 people. You will leave going, ooh, that was the best one ever.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow, I didn't know they had that big of a spiel down there.
It's huge. Yes. And if you call the chamber office, I can tell you where you need to park. Because there are certain places you can park to see them and you don't have to deal with the traffic.
See, that's the other thing. I think a lot of it, because you have your certain generational spots. And it's like, is it worth fighting the traffic and we know where they are, so just call us. Dawn's got all the answers.
Yeah. We have all the answers. We got an email. I always joke we get all these emails of crazy things. We had an email this week. Do you know what they wanted us to find them? A donkey. Vacation Bible School. And now this is the funny part. I'm like, okay, so we never say no. We never say we don't.
Wait, hold on.
Vacation Bible School.
Okay.
Wanted a donkey. Wanted a donkey.
A live donkey.
A live donkey. So I said, we never say no. So we put our heads together. But I happened to send 2 of my board members this information to say, look, you always say, do you really get crazy questions? I sent it. And do you know one of the board members knew how to get a donkey?
Really?
So we got him a donkey.
Do they to keep it?
No, for Vacation Bible School.
Oh, just for a few days?
Just for I just get the answers. I don't know really why, but I knew who it was for. But yeah, we can answer any questions. So we never say no. So
I mean, yeah.
Just send us whatever. Just call us if you need something.
You know, that happens here.
Yeah.
Someone,
I bet.
actually, not even. I was in my office. I'm just sitting there and the phone's ringing and I pick it up and I'm thinking, here I am ready to save, conquer Riverbenders, sales and all that. And this lady goes, yeah, can you transfer me to the transportation department? And I didn't know we had one, so I was starting to ask some questions, and she was telling me the name of this bus company that I guess we were. I guess we were also the dispatcher too. And
nice. Well,
so I was able to just Google MCT and I figured it out for her. But it's things like that all the time, where it's just the most random thoughts.
That's why we're there, and what we say, we're happy they chose us. I don't know that you're saying that because it was for something else, but have them call the chamber.
Yeah, I'm
667 Troy. Whatever you need. Yeah.
There you go. 5 to 8 p.m. on June the 6th, Shotgun Creek. They're playing everywhere. They've been really just rocking. They
were Bobby's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, they were Bobby's.
I mean, every weekend they're just because I help out with and manage the community calendar for Riverbender, and man, it's like I feel
they're
like
that good though.
They are. But I'm telling you, it's like every time I feel like I should just have a saved file of the Shotgun Creek logo.
They would like that.
Just because I've had to use it so many times. And also, First Friday's run until September the 5th, and August 1st is going to be Laney and Julie, and then September the 5th. Okay, how do I pronounce this one?
Let me see.
The Dude Ape.
Dubai.
The
Dude Abides.
Oh, Dude Abides. Okay.
One of the gentlemen in there is the dueling piano guy.
Oh, he's really good.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, he's wonderful.
I always get jealous though when people are that good.
Yeah,
because
they can just play anything. Yeah.
It's like I had a little Fisher Price guitar and that was about it.
Yeah. We went to Cajun Ragin. It was been a while, a long time ago, and they had the two. And I paid $20 for a You Know Who song. Mm-hmm. The guy paid $50 for them not to play it. For real, it was a true story. I said, did that just happen? So they made $70 doing nothing. I'm like, who does that? Like, who does that?
Is there a refund?
Like, you get outbid.
Oh my God. I want to be the heckler at dueling pianos. Goodness. I'll pay you $50.
But I'm jealous too because I play piano, but not like that.
Yeah.
And they can just like whip out I think I'll just play this, Oh, wow. Yeah. Talent.
No. Yeah. I don't have that.
Yeah, I don't have that.
No. Also, Time Out, Troy VFW, Buzzed Bee, the places to be for some good
alcohol
drink options.
Or food for Time Out, and then fish fry at the Troy VFW. And they're all within a block.
Oh, yeah. It's a good walk. I mean, it really is a nice walk. And now the blue cups, are those still there?
We got new ones. So we have different ones for every event.
Oh, I didn't know that. So that's cool.
We wanted 3 sponsors. So $500 you could be a sponsor. We wanted 3. We got 15. Said $500. So we're like, we'll never fit these on a cup because they'll be this tiny. So we're like, we'll just do 4 cups. So that's what we're doing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get the cup because you can't carry your alcohol in a glass jar or a glass bottle or a can even. So we just put them in there and you can take them home. Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, and then you have the food trucks, which are really cool. Yeah. Is it going to be similar food trucks in the last months?
Yes, but a lot more.
Oh, wow.
Because like the Spud guy ran out of potatoes. Frank's ran out of hot dogs. It was that crazy.
That's incredible.
So we said, okay, but everything, nothing
the
in a food
lines
truck.
Were very long at the food trucks. You're right. Yeah.
But nothing on a food truck is sold at Time Out or the VFW. We made sure that there's a bigger, cool. there's barbecue, it's a bigger variety. But if people go to the website or if you go to the Facebook page, it has all of the food trucks listed now.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then you got some artisans and some vendors, and the ones in the first one were really unique.
Earth Candy was there.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact too that you don't have the same vendors. It's not like we're going to the same booth 15 times. I think that's fun.
Yes, we're just changing things up, and we are full though. We've had a lot of calls, but we only have so much space, and we can only close that. We're only closing the one street because otherwise you get into IDOT or you get into other.
Oh
things.
yeah,
so we got the fire department there, and but there's enough space for love. Bring your lawn chairs, I would say, just because unless you want to stand around. Mm-hmm. There is a band after we're finished at Time Out called Fry Band, and they'll be there. So some after party stuff there. always excited to promote that.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and then also the e-cycling event, which is taking place on
June
the 7th. What time is that again?
9 to noon.
And that's going to be at Triad High School.
Triad High School.
Massive parking lot.
Massive parking lot, thank goodness. Thank goodness, I'm telling you. And when you come in, you just tell us what you have. Do you have shredding? Do you have everything? What do you have? And then we'll put you in that line. And really, the line, I'm so impressed by all the companies, how quick, and they do this for a living, so how quickly they can get people through.
Absolutely.
Be patient, though. Enjoy the beautiful sun. It's going to be sunny on Saturday.
It is. It's going to be a really nice, and the next couple of weeks are going to be really nice.
Yeah.
And we don't have to get out the rowboat anymore.
Not yet. I hope not. Boy, that was a mess.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Anything else before we say goodbye for now, Dawn?
Who wrote, "You deserve a break today"? I was just thinking about that.
That's true.
You deserve a break today, CJ. John, if you're still listening, CJ deserves a break today. How's that for you?
I think Barry also wrote CJ needs a raise. I don't know. I remember that.
We worked on that last time and he wasn't listening. So maybe this time I'll go upstairs and he's probably going to be like, right. You can't come back.
I'm going to get fired because all my guests are going to go up and demand raises for me. It's so wild to when you just think about all the songs and jingles that Barry Manilow wrote.
Oh, and the jingles got made I wrote this $50 a jingle.
Wow.
And most State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And do you know that the Mike Holler and State Farm about 3 weeks ago gave me a gift, and it's a thing, and you touch it and it sings na 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 na. And now every time I can hear Barry, the poor interns, they have no idea what's coming, do they?
No. That's what I was going to tell you earlier. But you should do like an office style documentary with the interns.
They're so good.
That would be fun. Like you just set up, like have a little interview, like a little testimonial room or confessional room.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Well, I got one yesterday when they said we had 56,000 whatevers. And then they go, the bad news is you had 28 Instagram followers. And I'm like, oh my God.
Time to work on the Instagram.
They are. Yeah, they are for sure.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. While I have you, you know what sounds good? Carver's Barbecue. I mean, you got Father's Day coming up. You got 4th of July and all these huge summer events. Plus, I mean, who just doesn't want good barbecue in the summer? You're going to have your family over anyway. And you know what my family started doing, Dawn? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Christmas is a war zone for about 4 to 5 hours in the house. And that's when we start cooking. It's time to get out of the way. You put the hard hat on. You kind of just duck and weave and you just leave, and then you come back and everyone's happy again. We're just all going to try to forget and move on. But you don't have to do that when Carver's caters. All that hard work's done. And Carver's is award-winning barbecue. It's done right here in the heart of Godfrey, over there, 2116 Groveland Street. And you can call them today. That's 467-9999. Like Cardinals Care. Remember when you turn to another $99.99 for? Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, Mike Shannon, and you'll love Carver's Barbecue too. You walk in with $20. Don't even get food right away. Go put it in a slot machine. Win $200. Then you get your lunch paid for. You're looking good. Carver's is happy. Everybody's happy. You can find out more about their catering options at CarversBBQ.com. And don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not. Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby.
Down to the second, Rachel. Welcome back to our daily show on this Friday morning. Rachel Brown back in the studio with OSF St. Anthony's Health Center, LCPC, and a psychotherapist, psychological services. Say that 3 times fast. No. I can barely say it once.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, no better time to have this conversation because the kiddos are coming back from school and maybe mom and dad are happy. Maybe they're liking being an empty nester. Right. Who knows?
Yeah.
But no better time than to have a conversation than with, some of the expectations and having that kind of transition back home for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think it can be a really hard thing,
yeah.
Especially when they are coming home for the summer. It's hard to know what to expect.
Well, I mean, you go from having fun at whatever college or university, plus you're studying very, very hard,
Yes.
and but also too just getting back to being used to living with your parents for a few months.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough, even for anybody.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I even think about my own experiences
Yeah.
when I was younger and coming back from school. It was like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
this is different. This is really different. You have to follow certain rules sometimes.
Well, and it could be a little bit different too, because who knows, by the end of the high school experience or, the end of the first stint living with mom and dad, maybe rules were getting a little bit bent. And
Right.
now that everyone's kind of reset a little bit,
Mhm.
the parents want to set some guidelines for their home again. And what's the best way to have that conversation?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know if there is a correct way, to be honest, because I think it depends on different families. But, definitely maybe having that conversation of, hey, what are your expectations of me when I come home? Like the parents asking them, like, how would you like your environment to be? Just to kind of start it off first so that you're not like assuming a dictatorship and being
Right.
like, this is how it is, because that's probably not going to go well.
Well, and too, especially if it's coming home, maybe permanently or until we can find that that first apartment, first house, first, big job.
Right.
That conversation can look a little bit different too, because we're going to be living there full time again, but in a different way as an adult. And that's when the whole, are we paying rent or what are the bills looking like? Are you going to contribute to the house? And for parents and anyone you talk to with families, is that ever a concern for parents? Do we feel bad about doing that, number one, or how do we approach that situation, number two?
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely heard parents, feel guilty for reinforcing maybe rent or, setting those kind of expectations of here's what I need you to do. Obviously, because parents are like caretakers and they want to assume the role of, sure, I'll do your laundry and I'll, go back to all these things that I was doing. But then again, this child is a young adult now, no longer a child. So I think it can be kind of a sticky situation sometimes.
Well, and too, for, the student or the child, the adult that's coming home, to understand that it's a different situation because now we're growing up and we have to kind of learn how to do this on our own. And it's a learning tool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Like we don't want to enable them and be like, okay, you can be comfy again and things are fine and you don't have to, move on.
Here's your Hot Pocket,
Yeah. Like we want to be able to empower them and start to teach them like, okay, here are some adult responsibilities that you can start to practice while you're here versus cold turkey and then here, try it on your own.
Well, and should there even be, rules or expectations with that? Is that realistic when it comes to, they're technically an adult. And I mean, how many times did you and I have that conversation as teenagers? Or not really a conversation, but the shouting match where when I'm 18, you can't tell me what to do and all. I mean, but you know, what really is realistic when it comes to the dynamic?
Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's hard because I think as parents, you kind of have to check yourself and understand, like, this is an adult now. They've been living kind of quote unquote on their own in school for a while. And so acknowledging like they have their autonomy, they're also an adult. And then you're paying for utilities and they're living in your house. So it's kind of like having an even balance of allowing them to have their autonomy, but also maybe setting expectations to help you feel more comfortable. You know, if you don't want them waltzing in at 3 a.m, you know, maybe being like, hey, if you're going to be out past midnight, can you stay somewhere else?
Right.
Or, you know, can you make sure to lock up when you come home or be quiet when you come home? You know, trying to find that even balance, but also knowing that it might be a little hard.
Well, and is it one of those things too where you ever see a dynamic of, well, if you can contribute to, you know, X, Y, and Z, then, you know, I don't have a problem with you, you know, coming in whenever you are because you're contributing to the dynamic of the household.
Absolutely. I think that can take some pressure off of that situation. Like knowing, okay, you're doing all the things that make me feel comfortable. I can negotiate and be okay with this. I think that can absolutely help.
Now, how are we going to get our college kids to do chores?
Yeah. That can be a hard one, you know. I think it's just allowing them to like have natural consequences. You know, if you're used to doing their laundry all the time, maybe stopping doing their laundry. And if you notice it's piling up, it's making you anxious, trying not to do the task for them just so that they have it. You know, allowing them to experience the natural consequences of adulthood, right? If I don't do my laundry, I don't have clean clothes.
Right. Right, that's just it.
And that sucks, you know? So just kind of like enforcing those natural consequences can be helpful. You know, not telling them, hey, you have to do this.
Right.
Just letting it be.
Do you think that becomes an issue sometimes with that dynamic as the kids get older? Because you don't let, I mean, you not personally, but the parent doesn't let that child fail and learn on their own because you're right. I mean, some of these are lived experiences. You'll figure out why you need to do these certain things in about, you know, 5 or 6 days, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of it is like growing, you know, and I'm not a parent, so I can't speak as a parent, but I think, you know, it can just be a learning experience for both parties, right? Like if you're doing their laundry and then you're getting mad at them for not doing their laundry, that might be something that you need to stop doing so that they can have that opportunity to experience the consequences.
Well, and honestly, it's really just it's fascinating too because whenever you know, you come back, you only have that finite amount of time, and especially if you have like family trips and you know, whatever added stresses, good or bad, are on the family at the time you come home. I'm sure timing's everything when it comes to kind of that transition back too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think it plays a huge role.
Well, and now too, you were talking about kind of schedules and curfews and when it comes to that dynamic, and I think that's one where for students they should kind of obviously have a idea of not the best to come home at 4:30 like it's, you know, right after midterms and we're all having a good old time. But you know, there also has to be a balance too, I'm sure, for the parent to realize for some, not all, that to go, you know, little Johnny isn't 14 years old anymore. He's 22 or 23 and you know, he's got to be able to have those experiences, but in a compromised way, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like, you know, they're in that stage of their life where they're having fun. Friends are priorities. Maybe going out and doing fun things are priorities versus staying at home and having a bunch of family time. And I think that too can be a huge adjustment for families when, you know, young adults come home from school.
100%. And, you know, what can parents be mindful of when they're, you know, seeing their kids coming back, or what, you know, can they kind of do internally to kind of help that dynamic and that transition, you know, to make sure everyone's having the best summer they possibly can, or the best couple of months until the big journey in life starts?
Yeah. I definitely think like open communication can be really helpful. You know, identifying like your own feelings about it, and then also maybe sharing it with your adult child, because I think that can be really helpful. Even just saying like, "Hey, I miss you."
Right.
I'm not seeing you a whole lot, or you're sleeping during the day because you're out at night, and I just miss you. Versus saying like, "You never hang out with me," or
right.
"I don't see you at all." Just I think open communication can be really important and crucial, and also like knowing maybe what unrealistic expectations do you have, and how can you kind of be a little bit more flexible with them.
Well, and honestly, I think that dynamic is such a tough one for parents sometimes too, because you want to be the quote unquote cool, kind of parent, not the best friend, but you want to make sure like, you can talk to me and you can, do things.
Absolutely.
But you also don't want to be the enabler where it's okay, I can just go out and do whatever, and mom's going to be cool with it when I talk to her at 4:45 in the afternoon for breakfast,
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think it's just, again, like mindfulness and being aware of those types of things. I don't think it's going to be a perfect journey for everybody. It's really just like a learning experience and figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
100%.
Definitely not a one size fits all.
No, not at all. Do you have a moment to take a quick break with me?
Sure.
I got to pay a quick bill. 10:18, a little bit of change, more conversations come your way next right here on Roku TV and RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Rachel Brown Brack with us, OSF Healthcare. And hey, how are your lunch and learns or your support groups you were talking about going? Did we talk about those?
Yes, yeah. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bless you.
Man, I'm allergic to Randy.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, unfortunately, the 20-somethings isn't taking off right now.
Oh.
But we're still trying.
Well, and I really hope it does, because there's so many, I mean, hell, being 20 still, and I can tell you it's a whole ball of emotions each and every day.
It really is.
Well, and especially now, too, because, I mean, there's a whole lot of added stress now coming back from college, and it's trying to find a job, and, for some, I mean, that takes months and stresses and wait and sees, and honestly, what can a parent do to kind of be supportive in that process? And because especially if you're on a like most families are, a tighter budget, and you got now the light bill's going up again and the water bill's through the roof, or you have it, your child's looking for a job actively. They just got out of college, but maybe it's taken a couple of months.
Definitely.
And what conversations can we have to say, hey, we support you, but maybe things are getting a little bit tighter.
Yeah. I mean, I think how you said it was perfect. Just there.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, that's the answer. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, definitely just supporting them. Also asking them is there anything that I can help you with? Or, do you need help with resumes? Or, what can I do for you during this time? To take the pressure off, but also, not too much pressure off, because I think pressure can be helpful.
Well, and two, is it one of those things where a parent should feel guilty if they say, hey, it wouldn't be the worst thing to get a part-time job while you're looking for, this, and you're staying here just because, there's only so much you can do sitting around and waiting too.
Right. I think guilt is a understandable feeling to have, especially when you're kind of telling your, adult child, I really need you to start doing something.
Right.
I think guilt is a common feeling to experience when you are having those conversations.
And is it just one of those things where you just know what you're doing is the right thing to do, or you just hope it is, or...
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a right or wrong thing to do in this kind of situation. Unless you're blowing up at them and screaming matches,
don't
then
scream.
that might not be helpful. But, I think just it's a learning experience.
Well, and now what can a parent do? Maybe our kids are coming back for college just for a couple of months and they're getting ready to go back again.
Yeah.
Is there anything that maybe a parent can do that maybe we haven't heard from, Johnny since he went off on first semester at second semester and we haven't seen or heard from him? Maybe you're a little concerned.
Right.
What can we do to not be helicopter parents, but maybe just be mindful of any changes in the true changes?
Absolutely. I mean, definitely, when they come back, noticing, has their appearance changed dramatically? Has their mood changed dramatically? Any personality changes? Do they have friends, or did they let go of other friends that they used to have? Do they seem really happy? Do they seem low energy? Are they eating? Are they not eating? I mean, kind of those staple everyday physical things that we all do, has that changed?
Well, and is it common for, especially for kids that haven't really experienced a lot of being outside and away from their families to have a complete personality change, but to see different character traits coming out when they come back home for the first time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because, I mean, in college or when you're away from your parents, you really start to find yourself. You might change your views on certain things. Your morals might change. Your style might change. I think you really just find yourself during that time.
Well, and I think too, it's important for parents to know, if they're kind of in their head about it, that they didn't do a bad job. It's just part of the growth process too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are, when you're growing up, you're your own person. Your brain is developing how it wants to develop. And, I think your environment at school can impact how you kind of mold into an adult.
I mean, we can all go back to our parents' scrapbooks and pull up the 80s and the hairspray, and we can just go talk, but, So, when it comes back, though, to setting expectations, really, what's the biggest takeaway whenever it comes to setting expectations and those boundaries with our kids when they're coming back home for 3 months or for, an extended period?
Yeah, definitely communication, being open. Asking them hey, what are your expectations of me while you're here? As the parent, give them some control since they are adults.
Right.
And then, asking yourself, okay, what are my, hard lines? Am I okay with you coming home at 5 a.m? Maybe not. Maybe that's my hard line.
Don't do that at my parents' house.
Yeah, identifying your hard lines and sharing that with them. And then also sharing what are you willing to negotiate with them. Hey, if you chip in with the electric bill, I'm more flexible with this.
Yeah, I like it. Well, Rachel, it's always great talking with you, and really great insights as always. And can't wait to talk with you again, and I hope your weekend's a good one.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, 10:25, a little bit of change. We'll come back and talk all things Country Meadows Antiques, and just have some fun on this Friday. You stay there. I'll stay here in the studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Carden Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day? Head back to the Milky Way. Tell me, Venus, blow your mind. Was it ever
10:31, welcome back, Daily Show, Friday morning, the 30th day of May. Coming down the pipeline for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be spotlighting some Alton staples and some Alton businesses on our Daily Show, and I think after 39 years, staple status is achieved, Gary. I think so.
Yeah, I think so, too.
How are you doing this Friday?
I'm doing great.
Well, you were just telling me that your wife's office was actually this studio.
Yes, correct. 30-some years ago.
That's incredible. And, take me through, Country Meadows has been around for 39 years, and to see the growth truly, and just see the name that you've made, and just how many people still stop in and are walking by, take me through what that means to you, you're at this point in the journey.
Well, we've made a lot of friends. We've made a lot of acquaintance on the road. Pam and I traveled for 20 years, did shows in 6-8 different states.
Oh, wow.
But we started the business down here at Second Reading on Broadway, and, we just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then we moved up to where the bistro is.
Mm-hmm.
We was in each location about 2 or 3 years. Then moved to the Cracker Factory, was there about 3 years. And then we moved to where we're at and been there for about 28 years now.
Well, it's been a pretty...
in that one location, but 39 on the street.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and to be in that location too, it's been a great one for you. And just to take me through, when you guys moved in there, did you have a feeling that, okay, this is where we want to be right away, or was it just something that kind of happened and you guys just stayed?
It just kind of happened because it was a big building, and we didn't have the merchandise like we have today.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kept growing and growing and filling it up, and then we started renting space out to dealers and filled it. We kept a certain area our own,
mm-hmm.
as we was doing shows still working full time.
Not a lot of time for sleep then, huh, Gary?
Oh, with the jobs Pam and I had, the antique business was a stress relief for us.
Really?
Yeah, because I have a shop there at our home that I refinish and strip furniture and smalls and fix up things and make it right, and done that for all those years too. I still do it. I was out there this past Wednesday and Tuesday working on things.
That's cool. Well, and now what got you into doing the shows?
I lost my job at Shell,
mm-hmm.
and just kind of was thinking of a way to have income, and I thought maybe we could do this full time, but it just didn't. We started traveling and doing the shows, and we did a couple where we made really good money at,
mm-hmm.
but it's still what we was used to. And finally, then they called me back to the refinery, but we kept doing the shows and traveling too.
Well, and take me through some of the things that you've been able to come across, with the antique business. Have there been one or two items that you go, man, that's something we'll never come across again?
I've got a sampler at home that I got out of a house here Upper Alton on Edwards Street that dates 1862.
Oh, wow.
And it's about 2 foot square, and it's probably one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Wow.
Because you got, they always put the alphabet across the front,
mm-hmm.
or on the top, and then the numbers. And then this little gal, this was a thing where ladies would go to a idiot school, and they would learn everything, and they had to make one of these to graduate, kind of.
Wow.
And the handwork, because they're all hand done, and then she did all the alphabets, and then she's got all these little flowers around the border of it. And then which I've never seen another one like this. It has 5 figures of people. It's got Adam and Eve in the center, and then it's got other people. And one kind of unusual things is has black folks on one of them.
Wow.
Which you don't see very often.
Mm-hmm.
And why she did it this way, I don't know. But I've never seen another one with people of any kind on a sampler.
That's very fascinating.
Yeah, I just fell in love with it when I saw it in the house there.
Well, and see, that's what I mean, I think what's so cool too is whenever someone comes into your store, I would assume, just from what I take away from my experience antiquing and just seeing people kind of going in different spots and getting their items, is you can tell a lot by a person just kind of by what items that are really catching their eye, and just the type of the personality traits they have based on the items they pick up in the shops.
Yeah, and the thing is about antiques, which Pam and I has always tried to do, is you got to be honest with people.
Yeah.
You got to tell them how it is, why it's priced like this, what makes it, because a true antique is 100 plus years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got stuff from the 30s. Now there's stuff now coming in the 20s, like oak furniture. It's getting to be a true antique. But you got collectibles from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And even the 60s now, the retro-looking things.
Yeah.
But the key is just to be honest, not try to take somebody. We've always tried to be fair. We've, on the bottom of our receipts, all sales are finals, but we have taken merchandise back because of one reason or another that people talk to us about it. And we've always tried to be fair and honest about things.
Well, you have to be, and I think that's why.
That's what the big key. But there's some, hate to say, people out there don't want to be fair about stuff.
Oh, that's true.
And one thing is I found out with country stuff. Old friend of ours out in Maryland, George, which is no longer with us. George taught me a lot of stuff about country things. How do you don't really want to repair country items. They want to be original. You don't want the hinges moved on the doors. You don't want the paint to be touched up. It wants to be original. But George taught me that if you got something that's really outstanding, and I got a piece that I could talk about that he and I talked about, it was a red wash chest dresser.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, and it had a leg broken on it. And I took it to a woodworker and replaced the whole leg. And then what George taught me after that, 2 things is, one thing, he would have paid me $2,000 the way it was. I ended up selling it for $950.
Oh, wow. That's a lesson learned.
Yeah, that was a big lesson. But he taught me that you don't replace that big piece of wood that's like 18 inches wide, because that's a one board side. You take a picture of the base, you repair it, you document it, and even though you touch up the paint, you document that and telling people what you did.
Gotcha.
Because this was like a 1840, 1860 chest of drawers.
Oh, wow.
All pine, but with this wonderful red wash that I found in this area, which is hard to do.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, and see, what I think is really cool is just like you said, the learning process when it comes to the different nuances of certain items and the certain styles and then where they're coming from, where they're originating from. And Gary, you got a moment to take a break with me? I got to pay a bill.
Yep.
10:39, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick commercial break, come back. Country Meadows Antiques in the studio. Gary is talking about the 39-year journey that's been, and we'll come back with more right after this on Roku TV and RiverBender.com.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For
for the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
10:42, welcome back. Daily Show Friday morning continues right here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. We're back with Gary, Country Meadows Antiques. You know, did you ever think you'd be doing this for almost 40 years?
No. No.
You know...
No, but once it gets in your blood, you just, you can't let go of it.
Well, and I just think it's so fascinating because, especially at this point in time, I'm sure you've worked with multiple generations of not just Alton, but Riverbend residents and Metro East residents, too, from around the region that come in just to find that one item that they've been looking for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, people come from all over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we get people from Peoria, Springfield, Chicago, and then through the holidays, a lot of people come back home to Alton because Alton was their home, and they come back to see family, and they come to the shop.
Well, and that's what I think's really cool too. Is you guys being a part of that Broadway corridor. I mean, you are a mainstay on there where folks want to stop. And every time I always pop in and at least look because it's really you can see the touch and the taste of Alton in the shop. I mean, through and through.
Well, I tell you, Pam has a very big talent. Our windows draw people.
Oh yeah,
and that is all Pam. That she's the decorator. She knows how to put color and pieces together. And I'm hauling stuff from downstairs upstairs and taking stuff where we was. But she can do it. And she used to do our booths the same way when we used to travel and do the shows. Because like one show at Heart of Country. It was 10 feet by 24 by 24 by 10, and we'd take a 14-foot box truck, and it was packed. We would personally save things all year long just to take to that one show, and I'd be out hunting and waiting for phone calls and always going to some other dealers and buying, and she could put everything together. She taught me well. I'm better than what I used to be. I used to line everything up, and then I'd go in behind and change it, and then she'd get aggravated at
me. Well, it's just really cool to hear some of that though too. And when are you guys still doing shows? Or you slowed down on those?
No, we can't travel anymore because of Pam.
Okay.
Health, unfortunately.
Well,
but we just. We still have contact with people and talk to them, and we're always looking at different booths online and at shows and stuff like that.
Whenever now going forward too, what are your guys' hours just for the folks that are getting ready to start their summer shopping?
The old shop is open Wednesday through Sunday, Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 4:30, and Sunday noon to 4:30.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And then going forward for the next couple of years, just what are your thoughts? 39 years in August. It's been a hell of a ride for you. I mean,
it has.
And just what are your thoughts on just your spot in Alton and just your thoughts on all the folks that you've been able to encounter, you and Pam both with Country Meadows?
Well, we're there as long as we can be. That's all I can say right now. And we just, because like I said, it's in our blood. We have plenty of merchandise to sell. We'll never run out, even if we don't ever buy another thing each day. We have a little house full.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was my grandpa's house. It's full. His garage is packed. And I've really never taken anything out of the garage for the last 5-6 years.
That's incredible.
Because I've been buying where the stuff is in good shape, and I can put it right in, clean it up a little bit, put it right in the shop, put a price on it, it's ready to go.
That's really cool.
And that's kind of how we kind of got started.
Is it really?
With going to auctions with my grandma and grandpa back in the 90s.
No kidding.
Yeah, we started going. Pam and I was redoing a Sears house in Wood River.
Mm-hmm.
And we bought new furniture once from the old Swartz there in Wood River. And then from that time on, we started going to auctions. I started fixing stuff up that Grandpa bought because we went a lot with them and started buying and collecting ourselves. And then we just finally started refurnishing the house with antiques and things we loved. Of course, our taste changed over every several years, so.
It's really cool, though, Gary. I mean, that's cool to hear how it started, too, and now just to see where we're at with it, too.
Yeah, because that's basically, they'd call us up on a Friday night, and we'd get up Sunday or Saturday morning and go out and meet them in the truck, and off we went. Wherever Grandpa was, whatever auction, we never picked where we was going. He always had Grandma and him had somewhere to go. So.
And you just got them there.
We just went with them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, thanks for stopping by, and really congratulations on 39 years.
Well,
and
thank you.
Anytime you want to come back and just chat it up with things that you have in the shop or want to tell us about items-wise, please just stop by and do that.
Sure.
We'll
glad to.
Oh, no problem. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Plantum, learn more about the business, and have some more fun as we wrap up our Friday morning on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Across the sea, everybody come along with me. We're gonna hit the night down and get.
Alrighty, welcome back. 10:51, little bit of change on this Friday morning, the 30th day of May. It's the last work day of May. The kids will be back in school before we know it. Emily, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Hanging in. Fair to Midland. It's 70 degrees. Could be worse.
Exactly.
Well, we were just chatting a little bit, and, Plantum, what a cool story. You start this at home and the marketplace show place, and now here we are, East Broadway.
Exactly.
Life's looking pretty good.
Life's looking great. Yes, I love it.
Well, fill me in. I mean, really, what led to your involvement and your love for working with plants?
Well, about 10 years ago, I went to an eating disorder recovery center.
Wow.
And I learned tons of coping mechanisms, and I always utilized everything that I learned. And a couple of years ago, went through something really stressful at home. And I was coping through TikTok, just scrolling and zoning out. And I came across plants and the cool names, and specifically a bear's paw succulent. And it was something rare and unusual, and it gave me something to seek after. And I finally found it, and I realized that it was giving me something to wake up for and be excited about, to search for a rare plant and find it and find ways to propagate it. And if I kill it, the way that I can make it live. And before I realized it, I didn't have to fake it until I made it. I was, kind of making it for real.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Well, and now, I mean, to see that you've been able to accomplish what you've been able to accomplish with not only something that helped you through, dire times, but also, I mean, truly just who you are. I mean, that's got to be one of the best feelings in the world.
It really is. I found my hobby. That's something that...
Wow.
I come from a very large dental family.
Okay.
And that's something that we all share. And this was something that nobody had shared with me. This was something that I learned on my own. And as I started adding my plants to my collection, my boyfriend was like, whoa. He was supportive the whole time, but he saw me, buying these cool plants and taking them apart.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, I'm going to get these and sell them because other people want them too. And if I can do that, awesome. And that's where we ended up. I finally made it happen.
Well, and now when you decided to do this, and you start on Marketplace, correct?
I did.
Did it take off pretty quick where people were pretty interested?
They were.
Wow.
It was pretty fun because I had funky plants that you don't find at the stores. And a lot of my customers, I should call them my friends that I help find plants, not necessarily customers, but a lot of my friends that initially came over to my house to pick up plants are returning to my store.
Yeah.
And seeing how I've grown, from the little plants that I had at home to, big, beautiful plants now.
Well, and it's so cool. I mean, I'm just going through a few of them on your Facebook, and I mean, just some of these are incredible. And because you're right, you're never going to go into a Home Depot or a Walmart or wherever you want to go, name a big box store, and find something like that. I mean, those are cool. I mean, that is seriously so cool. I mean, you can go through a couple of them just like that and realize what you're getting is something that's truly unique. That is so. Oh man,
that last one was the one that got me started. The first go back one more.
Right here, yeah.
They look like a bear's paw if you look closely.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now, do you grow these your own still?
Some of them I do. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. A lot of the really cool, rare succulents. I found a really nice man on Facebook Marketplace that lives in California that has a great succulent collection that he has sent me some really really cool plants.
That's incredible.
So we've got this great friendship now that I'll tell him, just send me something funky. And he does.
Wow.
And I found a new nursery in St. Louis that has a great variety of tropical plants. So as soon as I get my plants in, I always repot them into proper soil and make sure that they have a systemic pesticide in their soil. They get treated with neem oil if it's a proper plant for it. I really make sure that these plants are going to thrive once they go to their new homes. So
wow. Well, I think it's so cool, though, when people know that before they go in that, because a lot of times, people don't realize, I think you go to buy something from a bigger box store, no matter what plant it is, and you better just hope you're rolling dice because you never know what's going on with the roots or, the soil that they put it in or you name it.
Exactly.
And to know that you're taking care of it and getting it ready to be right here where we need it to be when we bring it home is awesome.
That's my plan because if somebody does want to take their plant home and repot it and get adventurous, awesome. But a lot of people are nervous about that. So until they are more comfortable with it, then that should be good to go for them.
Well, is this still available to join this open terrarium class?
I do have
tonight?
a couple of spots available, yes.
And that's 6 to 7 p.m. this evening.
Correct.
And now so this is really cool. I always get jealous because, I would think these things are so amazing, the terrariums and having those. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that I have the talent to do so.
It's one of those things that looks way harder than what it is.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
It's, if you start with an open terrarium, kind of like what we're working with tonight, it's an easier transition to getting your feet wet with a closed terrarium. Mm-hmm. An open terrarium allows airflow. But as long as you have the correct amendments and have it layered properly, you really can't go wrong. And that's why I'm there tonight, is to help my friends pick the kind of plants that they want, show them the kind of area that those plants will do best in, because just because you like a plant doesn't mean that that's the proper plant for you.
Yeah.
So we'll help pick something that's the right plant for them in the right container.
Really cool, and it's $25 per person. It's the price for prices for plants, supplies, and vessels. I do know how to read. I did go to school. They vary.
Correct.
I was stumbling over the line there, Emily.
You're good.
But what are your hours over there on East Broadway?
I'm open Friday and Saturday, 11 to 6, and Sunday, noon to 4. I'm a dental assistant Monday through Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So that allows me to have the healthcare aspect still in my life and then still have the mental health aspect
That's
of
wonderful.
my life. So I'm able to kind of live the best of both worlds for now.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Well, and honestly, that's incredible that you're able to do both, too, because that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But I guess when you really love it, you're just getting to have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, that's what it seems like just talking to you.
It's a lot of work for my boyfriend because he now has to do the majority of the housework and things.
Yeah.
Because I try to really focus on my kiddos. I have a daughter that's 22 and a little boy that's 13, and I only get to be their mom once.
Yeah.
I will never get my time back with them. And my store is a big focus right now as well. And my boyfriend's really great about making sure that he takes care of the house so that I can focus on the kids and focus on the store, because my store is my therapy. It's a lot of work, but it's so, what's the word I'm looking for? Satisfying.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody comes in and they don't have to pick through the plants to find a healthy one, or they say, I've never seen this before. So he knows that satisfaction that I get from that. And yeah,
that's really super cool.
It's a lot of work for everyone.
Well, from Facebook Marketplace to Milton Schoolhouse to East Broadway, within a couple of years.
Yes.
Life's looking pretty good for you.
Life's looking great.
Do you got a moment to take a break?
Sure.
We'll come back with more Daily Show. It's 11 o'clock, so we'll break for top of the hour. You stay there. I'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm telling you, it's gotta be the end. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. I tell you once more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down.
11:03. Welcome back. 30th day of May. Overtime on Our Daily Show. Plantum open today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. That gets nerve-wracking because I don't think very well.
Oh, you're good. I've got you. The two of us together, we'll be fine.
We can make it if we try, Emily. You know, that's all I know. Plantum, really it plants for all levels of experience. And I think that's what's cool, too, because like you said, it's not about a client or a customer for you. It's about really building a relationship with folks when they come in. And, you know, for folks that are maybe getting their first apartment, or maybe they're getting their first house, or maybe they're just getting into decorating and getting into planning and plans for the first time, you have something for everybody, no matter where they're starting at.
I do. And for every price range.
Yeah, that's cool too.
From $5 to $100.
Really?
You know, if you have something, if you're having a crummy day and a $5 plant will just help you feel a little better, come buy a $5 plant.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's better than getting a Big Mac.
Really?
Yeah.
It just makes you feel good. So, yeah, that's my plan.
Well, what I think's so cool is that you were saying that you have artist selections from local artists at the store, too.
I do. I'm so fortunate to be great friends with Steven Scordias and Charles Mooneyham.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's coming on the show in a couple of weeks. Really excited.
Oh, they're so fantastic. Mm-hmm. And they're so talented. So I've got their work throughout the store. It's so great because I filled the store with tons of plants and I had a ton of wall space. And they offered for me to be their first satellite location.
Wow.
And it's great because their work is suitable for my shop. Mm-hmm. But they've got work that is different varieties. It's not just botanicals and photos, and it's great.
Well, and honestly, what I think's so cool too is, I mean, that kind of adds to the whole collective of what what atmosphere the plants should kind of bring you, especially when you're setting up and you have to make it feel like home when you're going in there kind of in a way.
Definitely. We even have a boyfriend corner.
So, no, that is what I like. I was going to ask you, because see, they're starting to do these more, and I'm getting used to these whole boyfriend corner things,
We have a TV in the back that has a time-lapse plant growth videos and a couple of lounge chairs, a little area to prop your feet up and chill while your significant other is checking out all the things throughout the store.
That's a win.
Thank you.
That's a win.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
From 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. today and tomorrow, and then 12 to 4 on Sunday, you can stop by and go through the selection. Correct. What's the $100 succulent?
So I have a terrarium.
Oh,
it's an open terrarium that has succulents and cactus in it.
Wow.
And it's established. I've had it for a while. And then I've got a new huge philodendron that just came in. It's a philodendron hope. Mm-hmm. And it's as big as my son. It's humongous.
Oh, so makes sense.
It's a large plant. It is. And I wanted to mention as well, whenever you come into my store, all of my plants are marked if they're pet safe and if they're rare. So you can look through and know that you can search for something that's specifically pet safe if you need it.
And that's really cool too, to know that you aren't just going for the product, you're going for the expertise too, and the vetting of the plants too. That's a really important thing for so many, especially for me, because I am one of those people that, like, Amazon is not my friend. Online ordering is not my friend. Going into Home Depot and just picking the lottery out and playing roulette with which plant's not dead.
Yes, exactly. Yes, 100%.
It's really cool that step's taken care of for all of us.
Thank you.
Now, before I let you go, you're over there at 302 East Broadway in Alton.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the future of Plantum?
Right now, I'm going to keep working on the weekends. I'm a one-man band for right now.
Cool.
I plan on still staying in the dental field for a while. I work with one of the best doctors that I've ever worked with, and she also happens to be my cousin, and my mom's the other assistant in the office. I'm pretty fortunate to work with family that is so talented. Yeah, I'm just living it one day at a time.
I love it.
If I have a chance to go part-time and have the store open more, awesome. But right now,
you're happy.
Hour by hour.
I love it.
Yes.
You can find out more by going to Plantum's Facebook page.
Correct.
We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com. You can also find them on TikTok and on Instagram, too.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we'll see you there either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And if you still have time to register for that terrarium class that's tonight from 4 to 6?
From 6 to 7.
Ah, dang it.
You're fine.
Mess something up in an interview.
If there's spots available, it will be in the app or in the link on Facebook.
Really cool. Well, I'm out of time. See you tomorrow, or Monday. I forgot. We're going into the weekend. You have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Most importantly, just try your best to stay out of jail.